lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores! Calendar says it's May. Mother Nature may still think it's late March or early April, but we got high-level Michigan high school lacrosse on this chillier Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, from Liggett. They're having an outstanding year. They're 11-2, taking on a Stoney Creek team. Don't let that 7-6 record fool you. They've lost a lot of close games this year, and this is a talented bunch trying to spring an upset on the road. Evan Stockton with you, wherever you're watching, however you're doing it. Thanks for making MHSA Lacrosse part of your sports diet on a busy Sports Tuesday in early May here in Detroit. Pistons starting round 2 of the playoffs against the Cavaliers down the road at LCA in a couple of hours. Glad we can be your appetizer for that one. Okay, as we just alluded to, Liggett's having a heck of a year. They're 11-2. You're about to hear from their head coach and hear about a lot of the talented guys they've got on their team. They got some seniors. They got some lineage on the team. It'll be exciting to follow them all afternoon long. And they also have a guy with the last name of Maltby. Yes, that's Kirk Boltby's kid. You probably remember him from the grind line on the Red Wings. As for Liggett, as for Stoney Creek, the team Liggett is playing today, as we say, Stoney Creek at 7-6, but 5 of those 6 losses by 4 goals or less. You probably know as a lacrosse fan that 3 or 4 goals, that's the margin of a close game in the sport. So Stoney Creek could easily have a record better than 7-6, and they're a Division I program taking on Division II Liggett. You know Liggett wants to play up a little bit and take it to Stoney Creek on their home turf tonight. We hit a quick break. Come on back. We hear from the head coach for Liggett, and then we've got opening face-off. Liggett and Stoney Creek. Happy Cinco de Mayo. We celebrate with some lax right after this. I know the weather doesn't quite feel like it, but spring is truly upon us. We are in May, and that means really important lacrosse games are coming. And University of Liggett has a darn good team yet again this year. Mike Costanzo, their head coach, joins us. Coach, we're getting to that time of the year. It's getting real here. You guys got a couple of more regular season games and then the playoffs coming up. What do you like about where your team is at in this very important time in the year?
Well, we got a senior group that has a lot of leadership, and we've just gotten better and better. They've brought the younger guys along, and I just like the way we're playing at this point. We've played some teams that give us a chance to get everybody in and work on some of our sets, and also a chance to play some tougher competition going into the playoffs. So we're comfortable with where we're at.
Speaking of that competition, I know you guys just made a fun trip over the weekend to Canada. For everyone watching that game, can you tell us a little bit about that trip your team just went on?
Yeah, I went to Kenyon College, and my fellow captain coaches a team, Upper Canada College, and so they've been coming down here for years, and we decided to pay them back. We went up and played a couple of games. It was cool to go just get a team bonding experience, play some great lacrosse, good competition, and I think it just helped us all the way around.
So one of those schools you played was St. Michael's College, correct?
That's right. That's correct.
So in the small world department, you don't know this, but I am actually a Detroit Catholic Central alum, and my great uncle taught at St. Michael's for years and years. So I know a little bit about that campus. It's pretty cool.
Nice school, great rink, great feet.
You mentioned how some of the older guys are bringing the younger guys along. For those who are going to watch your team for the first time tonight, who are some of those faces that they need to look out for?
Luckily for us, it's attack, midi, defense, and goalie. So Nick Gould leads the way. He's got a lot of goals, a lot of assists. Also, Luke Slanik, another leader at the attack. Just a tough kid. He'll dodge, he'll feed. In the midfield, we have Marshall and Maltby, who are two just athletic kids who can play both ways, play a little defense, offense, man down, man up. And then defensively, we got Johnny Seco, who's just kind of a mean defenseman in terms of throwing hard checks. And then Ryan Cordero in goal, who's been a 4-year starter. So he's fun to watch when he's on his game. One name you didn't bring up, I noticed, was your kid, who, by the way, is one of the better players on the team. So you get an opportunity here as a dad. Hype up your kid a little bit. He's a slick player. lefty attackman. He sets everybody up, gets a lot of assists, kind of runs the offense, and he'll sneak it around and put it in the back of the net every now and then. So yeah, he's having a nice season.
Your background's pretty cool in that you're not originally from our neck of the woods here in Michigan. You're originally from Pittsburgh, and you've bounced around all over the place,
yes, sir.
Teaching, coaching lacrosse. So what is it about here at Liggett where you feel like you found a home?
I like Grosse Pointe. I like this school. Anytime anybody comes and visits campus, I'm like, this is such a nice place. It's a nice community where everybody has each other's backs. I can live 5 minutes from school. It's a nice, easy place to be. And I just like the way our teachers, our students, our families treat each other around here. So the Midwest, those old Midwestern roots ring true when we come back and live here. So very nice to be here.
Then the last one for you, specifically this matchup here today against Stoney Creek, a Division I school that their record's a little deceiving because among their 6 losses, all but one of them have been by a tight margin.
Right.
What do you want to see out of your group specifically tonight?
You know, we possess the ball well, and we're going to need to possess the ball well if we're going to win the game. I think whoever gets up the ground balls, whoever stays out of the penalty box and gets smart possessions is going to win the game. So I know they have a good goalie. They got some nice players. But I think if we just worry about what we can do on offense, we can take care of business. It's going to be a great game, though.
Looking forward to it, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Liggett and Stoney Creek on a night that we hope gets a little bit warmer as it goes along. High-level Michigan high school lacrosse coming at you from Liggett in Grosse Pointe. We kick it off right after this. Hang tight. Appreciate you.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk that. At the same time, gotta walk that. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we can get it, there's no hesitation.
Almost time for lacrosse on a Tuesday night from Liggett. Knights against Cougars. University Liggett against Stoney Creek here on the Prep tonight. Evan Stockton with you. Always a treat to be out here at the beautiful facilities at Liggett. Had the opportunity to call baseball and hockey and now lacrosse over the years. Always appreciate their support. Always appreciate you watching the Prep wherever you are, however you're doing it on this Cinco de Mayo. Here's your starting lineup for Stoney Creek. As we've talked about, they come in with that 7-6 record. The thing they're looking for is more consistent scoring. By lacrosse standards, this is a low-scoring bunch. They've only scored 10 or more goals in 6 of their 13 games so far this year. Breck Riley and Terrace Utsan are the 2 top scorers on this team, both around 30 goals this year. And Jake Matlis leads the team in assists. As for the starting lineup for Liggett, you just heard their head coach talk about them a little bit. This is a very talented bunch. Nick Gould is a tremendous scorer. 70 this year. He's going to go play at Otterbein in Ohio next year. They say right now he's having the best season offensively that a Liggett Knight has ever had. And Ryan Cordero, their netminder, has done a really good job for them as well. They sing his praises all the time. One final break, and we have opening face-off from Liggett. It's Knights against Cougars. Division I Stoney Creek against one of the best in Division II. 11-2 Liggett. We begin this lacrosse game right after this timeout.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596 0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
We are underway with Lacrosse. Stoney Creek wins the opening faceoff, and Nolan Welch strides ahead. Cougars in the navy blue with the gold helmets. Liggett in the, I guess it would be best described as Carolina blue with the red and the blue trim. It is a very sharp look. Stoney Creek trying to open the scoring. As we've talked about, at times this year they have struggled scoring. 10 goals or more in just 6 of the 13 games. That is something that Liggett does not have a problem with. They average 16 goals per game this year, and right away their defense gets a stop on an errant pass from Stoney Creek. Liggett coming in with that 11-2 record, off a trip to Canada last weekend, where they played some high-level competition. Oh, a shot ripped right in the middle, and it goes wide off the stick of Riley Snyder, the junior attacker for Stoney Creek. Friendly reminder for you, if you're watching lacrosse for the first time, you can shoot a shot high and wide, but as long as you have someone backing it up behind the net, you can retain possession. That's just what happened for Stoney Creek. It's been really cool to see the sport grow in this area of the country. For years, it was a stranglehold for East Coast schools. Shot bouncing and a save made. Ryan Cordero had to make another stop in front. They say he's the best goalie that's ever played here, and he just proved it a couple of times. Ground ball scooped up by Landon Maltby, one of those experienced seniors on a Liggett team that's full of them. Big whack in the middle, and a Liggett Knight lost his stick. That was Griffin Marshall who lost his stick. Excellent stop by Cordero, and then there was that trouble right in front, and he had to make another stop. Got big and closed off the angle. First time in the attacking third for Liggett. 16 goals per game this year. Over the weekend, they beat Shrine 14-1. This is a balanced attack for the hometown Knights. They have 6 different players who have scored at least 10 goals this year. Matt Costanzo, the coach's kid, has got it in that cross. I did notice, by the way, talking to his dad, the head coach, before the game, how he mentioned a bunch of guys and never mentioned his son. What the heck's that about? Nice dodge to the front, and a follow-up stopped. Matthew McKinney makes the save, and the goalies on both sides are looking real good early on. Now Stoney Creek trying to get the clear. Excellent ride defensively for Stoney Creek. Liggett had that great ride. Stoney Creek now does get it to the attacking third, and they can walk ahead. You know, as we've said, if you just looked at the records coming in, you go, okay, Liggett's 11-2, Stoney Creek 7-6. This should be a Liggett walkaway, right? I don't think so. Stoney Creek, 5 of their 6 losses have come by 4 goals or less. That's typically the line of demarcation in lacrosse. 4 or less, and it's a close game, quote unquote. Nice spin and shot bouncing high. Bradley Given took the shot for Stoney Creek. Watch out for Riley Snyder, number 3. He has excellent opportunities for Stoney Creek often. That time Given tried to go to the bounce shot, and it bounced high. Jake Matlis gave it up. He is one of the better facilitators that this Stoney Creek team has. Still looking for the opening salvo of this Tuesday late afternoon game. Busy sports day in Greater Detroit. Of course, the Pistons are playing game 1 of their second round series against the Cavs in a couple hours. Eli Kozlowski Delane. They have instituted a shot clock in collegiate lacrosse, boys and girls, in the last couple of years, because the collegiate game as of a decade ago could sometimes look like this. Patience, and no one would shoot it. That got to be an issue toward end of games. That's why they added a 90-second shot clock. Terrace Utzam knocked down. Good defense by Liggett. He did get the shot away, and it bounces wide again. Race one on behind by Kozlowski for Stoney Creek. Liggett, a team known for that offense, right now being forced to defend. Johnny Secco, the long pole, the guy who they say is their best defender, just proved it again. Kozlowski stepped out. Liggett trying to get it clear. Mac O'Reilly has got it. Still trying to fully get it into that attacking third. And they'll set up on the far side with Costanzo. Mac Costanzo, the talented sophomore, who wheels and deals at X often for the Knights. Delaying, spinning, shooting, and scoring. What a move by Mac Costanzo. Well, we had to get his dad to say nice things about him before the game. Classic dad. He's going to be proud of that. Little bounce shot for Mac from a tough angle. Goal number 37 this season. Led the team in assists last year, one of the top in the state last year. And Liggett on the board. Their defense had to hold firm on an elongated Stoney Creek possession. They did. And now they're on the board. Maltby to take the face-off again for Liggett. Lost the last one. Ball pushed forward, and Landon's got it. Coaching staff said that Landon Maltby may be the best athlete in the entire school. He's going to go play at Trine down the road in Indiana, Division III lacrosse. And yes, we already talked about it. Landon's dad is Kirk. Coming up on 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter where Liggett has got the lead. Matt Costanzo just opened the scoring. The wheel and deal again and send a shot from a tough angle wide. That was Luke Slanik dodging his way to the front. Slanik's one of those 6 different Knights who have at least 10 goals this year. They're a tough team to scout. Nifty little pass. Slanik's got to go back to get it. You know, Liggett's one of those teams, they get a goal on the board and the confidence grows. They take their chances and it often works. Costanzo shooting high. Liggett backs it up. His dad, the head coach, is originally from Greater Pittsburgh, and he's very proud of his man cave that's got a lot of Pittsburgh sports stuff. Pittsburgh just did an awesome job hosting the NFL draft handful of weeks ago. Bounce shot, it's in. Griffin Marshall, the tough angle works. This is a deep, talented senior class with skill. And Griffin just bounced one home. It's a little bit of traffic in front of the net. Matthew McKenney, the goalie for Stoney Creek, didn't look like he got exactly the look on that shot that he wanted to. And because of that, it bounced home. This is where it can get a wee bit dangerous. If you're Stoney Creek, you want to stay within distance against a Liggett team that can score goals with reckless abandon. Maltby just won another face-off. Nick Gould gave it up. He's the guy who scored 70 goals this year. He hasn't scored yet, but I would be stunned if we walk back to our cars in about, I don't know, an hour or so, and Nick Gould hasn't scored. Otterbein down in Ohio is getting a good one. Nick's brother was one of the best Liggett Knights that's ever played, and Nick's just picked up right where he left off. Coaching staff says number 23 in that Carolina blue jersey, maybe having the best offensive season a Liggett Knight has ever had. Pass to the middle. Can be scooped up on the run. Oh, a big rip goes wide. Luke Slanik again fields the ground ball and whistled it wide left. They'll switch X here, and Landon Maltby will take it. Lost it. Good defense by Stoney Creek. They got a short stick on Maltby here. He's still got it. Costanzo facing the long pole, feeding to the middle, and a score. Our prediction has come true. Nick Gould is on the board. That is a score shot right there. Watch him get this feed in the middle and change the angle. Change the eye level for both of those defenders. And Coach Costanzo over there is liking what he's seeing. By the way, we did ask Coach before we did the interview before the game, how many times do you get Costanza Seinfeld jokes? And he cut me off before I could finish and said all the time, it's just a cross I have to bear in my life. Isaac Calderon off the faceoff. Again, this is where it gets tough for Stoney Creek. Slanik shooting, big save. Matthew McKenney stops the momentum with a big stop for the Cougars. Zach Everyplas tried to find another long pole, and Luke Doobie, and it is out as the Liggett long pole, Nico Thanasis, saw it go out of play. Thanasis family, deep lacrosse roots here at Liggett. Nico's brother, George, the field is named after him here. I know there's still 3 minutes to go in the quarter, but this feels like a big Stoney Creek possession as a shot whistles wide from Breck Riley, one of their top scorers. Liggett off to the 3-0 lead. It's a Liggett team that scores goals at a high clip. Stoney Creek has had issues scoring goals this year. The next one is pivotal. Spin, shot, wide. Shane Denverno spinning, shooting wide. That's called hitting the circle button. Well, if you're like me, grew up playing PlayStation, that's hitting the circle button. Another stop! Ryan Cordero made his third save already. Ground ball, Liggett battling. Stoney Creek gets an extra body to it. Riley Snyder scoops it up, and the Stoney Creek possession alive. Now, can they get on the board? Terrace Utstan. Denverno, the guy who just spun, had it knocked out of his cross as he tried to shoot left. Ground ball loose. Still free. On the run, scooped up by Marshall. Griffin's already scored once. Liggett in transition. Turn it over. That is where your aggression can bite you in the backside. But really good defense here. The save made by Cordero on a firing line shot right in the middle for Stoney Creek. Timeout called. Stoney Creek will take it with them. Under 2 minutes to go. First quarter. Liggett 3, Stoney Creek nothing. The visiting Cougars trying to get on the board and keep distance with the 11-2 Liggett Knights.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Fresh out of the timeout, Stoney Creek called it as they attempt to clear and attempt to get on the board late in the first quarter here. Matt Costanzo opened the scoring for Liggett. Now 85 points on the season, including his 37th goal. Nolan Welch, a one-man clear, and Stoney Creek into the attacking third as Riley Snyder made a nice leaping catch. Snyder had it knocked out of his stick. He's got it back. You know, we're really lucky here. We are literally calling the game at midfield here at Liggett. And lacrosse is just one of those sports that you can't fully appreciate the skill level of these guys and girls until you watch them up close. The definition of excellent hand-eye coordination. That pass was too high. They'll battle in the middle. And Slanik finally got the ground ball. So the Stoney Creek opportunity goes begging. And now let's see how Liggett attacks it. Already up 3 with a minute to go, first quarter. Gould to Luke Slanik. Slanik on the move. Pass behind its intended target, scooped up by Marshall, who's got one of the goals here in the first quarter for Liggett. Costanzo whips it ahead as we come up on half a minute to go in the quarter. Tight quarters in the middle. Defense was there for Stoney Creek. They scoop it up on that ground ball. How quickly can they go in transition? The clock is a factor here. We're just about at 15 seconds to go in the quarter. And we got another whistle. A chance for Liggett. Almost intercepted in the middle. Dangerous pass goes out again. So one last rush for Stoney Creek here. Got to go quick. To the middle. Ground ball free. Liggett's got it with 2 and 1, and to the second quarter we go. A little bit of a herky-jerky end to a first quarter that was dominated by Liggett. In search of win number 12 of the season in game 14. And one of the top teams in Division II looks the part so far.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596 0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Second quarter coming up from Liggett. Excited to be here and cover some high-level MHSA lacrosse on this Cinco de Mayo. You know, we'd hope the temperature would be a wee bit warmer on Cinco de Mayo. It was gorgeous yesterday. It was high 70s and sunny. One of those days where you just want to get out of the house and do something outside. More days like that are in our future. Knock on wood. 3 goals from 3 different guys in the first quarter for Liggett. That is the name of their game. Matt Costanzo, Griffin Marshall, and Nick Gould all scored in the first quarter. Stoney Creek wants to see more of this as we start the second quarter. Face-off wins. Landon Maltby controlled that face-off spot for Liggett in the first quarter. Stoney Creek at 7-6. 5 of their 6 losses this year by 4 goals or less. They will be unafraid to play in a tight game if that is the way it looks down the wire here today. Shane Denverno gave it up. Breck Riley moving, shooting wide. Easily backed up by Riley Snyder for Stoney Creek. Snyder dodging to the middle, knocked away. He had the ball sitting on his backside, and they whistle it again. It'll stay with Stoney Creek. Last year they went 9-8, lost in their second playoff game to Country Day. Year before they won 14 games and lost a tight one in the regional round to Troy. I know we got a couple of members of our prep production crew today who'd like hearing that the Troy Colts won. Got a couple of alums. Nice scoop up by Denverno. Gave it up to the top, and Utstan. This is one of their top scorers, and he's firing one in. That's a laser to get Stoney Creek on the board. Terrace Utstan, big body. The junior found space and threw it in. Ryan Cordero's made some really nice stops for Liggett in this game, but that time looked like there was a little bit of traffic right in front of him, and he didn't get a clean look. Off the faceoff, Maltby pitched it forward. Now chasing after a ground ball. It's won by the long pull for Stoney Creek briefly. Still trying to get that cleared with Luke Doobie. Matthew McKinney faking. And passing another one of those long pulls. Carson Monti. And Nolan Welch can be a one-man clear again. Stoney Creek finding momentum early stages, second quarter. From George Thanasis Field at Liggett. Right next door to their baseball facility. We've had the pleasure here on the Prep to cover their baseball program before, one of the best in the state. Getting to the time of the year where the high school baseball games mean more and more in the state of Michigan. Already this year here on the Prep, we've covered a bunch of the best teams in the state. Brother Rice, Catholic Central, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, who will all be factors in the playoff race going forward. Another big possession here for Stoney Creek. Denverno shooting wide. Again, backed up by Stoney Creek. Again, changing that angle. Saw him dip that shoulder and shoot it from a little bit of a lower angle. Did go wide. Riley with room. Riley shot. Angle closed off by Cordero again. You wonder if that was the shot that Stoney Creek was looking for. Every one will mean a lot in this game, no question. Poor pass. Cam Stapleton threw it low. One long pull couldn't connect with another. And Stoney Creek had to give it up. Man, I think on the restart, Eli Kozlowski just stepped out of bounds. That's what we call an unforced error. Mac O'Reilly to Mac Costanzo. Yes, there's 2 different Macs on this team. There's a Big Mac joke in here somewhere, but they didn't have enough coffee this morning to come up with a witty one. Crossfield feed and a good one. And it's in! Luke Slanik is on the board after he got an awesome pass. Watch that pass. Oh, man. Nick Gould, crossfield, kaboom. Nick Gould has got his 21st assist of the season. And Luke Slanik has scored his 39th of the season. Maltby battling off that faceoff again. Joe Bozzi has battled him all day. Bozzi got knocked down. It's Liggett possession. Slanik waiting for fresh bodies onto the field. And Costanzo will settle it again. Around the circle they go. Brendan Beeland. Costanzo, who opened the scoring. Dodging to the right. Pass was tipped by the long pole, scooped up by Slanik, who just scored the last one. Liggett in that Canadian trip that their coaching staff told us about before the game did lose one of the games. They lost to St. Michael's, which is in Toronto. They've only lost to one state of Michigan team this year. They lost to Divine Child when they scored a season-low 8 goals. Slanik dodging and shooting and scoring. That's 2 in a row for 25 in the Carolina Blue. The ability as an athlete to seemingly go slow when everybody else is going fast. That's what you just saw from Luke Slanik. You could almost see the wheels turning in his head as he waited and delayed and then scored. I mean, heck, that's what Cade Cunningham does well for the Pistons, right? That's why they play smooth operator after so many of his baskets. Everybody else is going fast, and Cade's just in control. That was Slanik on that last one. He's got it again off the ground ball. And Liggett will call time. We'll take it with them. They're starting to take control. They've scored a couple of times already early on in this second quarter. Slanik scored twice. It is 5-1. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Both of these programs are led by excellent head coaches. Tyler Kilpatrick, the head coach for Stoney Creek. He's a Rochester Adams grad, and he graduated from Albion in 2014. 5 straight years that Stoney Creek, his lacrosse program's had a winning program. He's the proud dad of a couple of daughters who are both very big Cougar fans. Layton's 3, Keely's 8 months old. You know, as long as their dad is coaching at Stoney Creek, they will have one favorite team and one favorite team only, as it should be. Stoney Creek, another high school athletic program that we've had the pleasure to cover a handful of times here on the Prep. Both football and basketball, covered Stoney Creek a couple of times this year. Really think they're doing an excellent job building up that boys basketball program. Space, save. Gould took the shot. McKinney maybe made his best save of the day. Ground ball loose, and Stoney Creek will race ahead in transition. Cole Chinaluski gave it to Riley Snyder. And to state the obvious, that's a big moment for Stoney Creek. Liggett lead and ball. It is 5-1 Liggett. Coming up on 6 minutes remaining, first half. Behind X and Snyder. Now Breck Riley maneuvering. Nifty little move. His shot is in. Speaking of smooth operators, Breck Riley with the Cade Cunningham-esque move. And Stoney Creek has got one back. To the left, to the right, and into the back of the net. So back down to 3. And back to that pivotal face-off spot. Pushed ahead and won by Joe Bazzi. Big win. But the pass was behind its intended target. Ground ball is scooped up by Quinn Zazula as Stoney Creek tries to settle it down. Some of their fans sitting directly to our left, imploring the fellas to settle it down. Breck Riley, who just scored the last goal, feed the hot hand. He's got it again. Popped on behind and back to this near side, and Jake Matlis. Dinverno moving right. Fell down, he slipped. Ground ball battle again. Liggett long pole pitched it ahead. Utstan saves the possession. The chance here for Stoney Creek to get it down to 2. Multiple hairy moments, but Utstan has got it. Wild shot. Wonder if that was an attempted pass and it got tipped. It is backed up on back there by Stoney. Matlis, nifty move. Matlis deflected by the long pole. That was Daniel Shanley. Strong defensive work for Liggett. And now they're trying to get it clear. Costanzo scooped it up one-handed. Pass behind Gould. And now it's to McKinney. As they're tossing it all over the field, Breck Riley steps away. And just like that, back into the attacking third for Stoney Creek. With all the things that have happened in this half, Stoney Creek is alive. Utstan turning, knocked out of his cross. Onto the middle. Stoney Creek can't get that ground ball. Given had a chance, but he can never get it. And now Liggett will run. Long pole shot. McKinney makes the save. Nico Thanasis does have 3 goals as a long pole this year. Carson Montai wheeling back. And Stoney Creek will burn that timeout. 3:21 to go, second quarter. We're going to take that break with them. Stoney Creek will have the ball. Down 3, firmly in this game.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move, and it's out of here.
All right, so Stoney Creek and their head coach, Kilpatrick, just called the timeout. Clock says 3:22. It's Liggett 5 and Stoney Creek 2. By the way, you may or may not know, the guy sitting directly to my left as we sit here in midfield is Rob Hunter. He is simultaneously running audio and graphics today. And the poor guy missed a goal earlier because, quote, my fingers were frozen. The hardest working man is the Hunt man sitting directly to my left. everyone who's working hard here at Liggett today, braving the elements a little bit. Look, we're fine. It's in the mid-50s. It's all good. This isn't Antarctica. We're not digging ditches, but on May 5th, you'd expect like 60s, right? Not 50s. I think I'm preaching to the choir here. Come on. Anywho, Stoney Creek's going to have it out of the timeout. Liggett scored the first 3 goals in this game. They've held a quote-unquote comfortable lead for much of it. But Stoney Creek has done a nice job settling the game down here as we're coming up on that halftime mark. Stoney Creek's played so many tough games this year, so many close games. They've got the experience in this spot. Trying to get some shooting space in the middle. Matlis was whacked hard. He was slowed briefly. Kozlowski's got the ground ball for Stoney. Breck Riley spinning. Nowhere to go. He scored the last one on a nice drive to the net, and Liggett was watching him. Patience for Stoney. Riley Snyder with a flag up. They're about to go to the game's first man-up opportunity. Nearly we went an entire half without someone getting a man up. Riley spinning away. Shooting high and wide. Riley Snyder was there to back it up. And Liam Ferguson will leave the field as here comes that Stoney man up. It's a 1 minute. Penalties on Cam Stapleton, net 88, not on 17, Liam Ferguson. Big opportunity for Stoney Creek. A chance to get a little bit closer. Riley Snyder had it tipped by the long pole. Got to race back to get it. As again, Daniel Shanley is playing really good defense for Liggett. Give some love to the long pole, 99. Cordero patient in that circle. He can afford to be, as this is danger time for Stoney Creek. That man-up opportunity dwindling fast. Onto the middle it comes. Shanley knocked out of the cross. Big ground ball here. If Stoney Creek can get it, they can. In transition. Oh boy. Guys way out of the net. Ryan Cordero, how about that dangerous play? And it maybe, just maybe, will kill off the rest of the man up. Intercepted in the middle. They're getting sloppy. We're about to go back to even. Snyder, tough angle shot. And Cordero made the save. It's flipped to space in the middle and whacked ahead. Ground ball, Stoney trying to get it. It's loose, and they score. Bradley Given cashes in. That was neither team's cleanest and finest hour, but Stoney Creek will take it. Bradley Given has scored for the first time today. Quick ground ball scoop up and finish. And it's just a 2-goal game again. Big face-off here, under a minute to go in the half. This time, Reed Fallon took the face-off. Maltby's been taking most of the face-offs today for Liggett. And Fallon lost it. Welch will come ahead quick. As Stoney Creek, all of a sudden, this team that's been playing so many close games, can get it down to a 1-goal deficit. Denverno gave it up. Breck Riley dodging to the right. Flipped it on behind Axe. Snyder back to the top. Spin, shot, bounced wide. Snyder backs it up. There's 24 seconds on the clock. Now they'll roll the clock. Snyder, pass, Unstand, save. Cordero, the biggest stop of the half. That is a clean look, a firing line save. 10 seconds on the clock. Denverno spinning away. There's 5 seconds on the clock. One last shot. It is in. Terrace Utstan has made this a lacrosse game at halftime. That's one of their top scores. Well over 30 goals on the year. He's got 2 today. And it's a Stoney Creek flurry late in the half. Three unanswered by Stoney at the end of the second quarter. It was a little bit of Liggett cruise control for much of the first half, but they hit some potholes late in the first half. 3 unanswered for Stoney Creek. Terrace Utstan scores late, under 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And we are far from the finish line in this Cinco de Mayo matinee from Liggett.
Love Peace and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love Peace and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love Peace Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end.
Welcome back to 10 Man Live, the Preps coverage of Grosse Pointe, Liggett, and Stoney Creek. A couple of schools the man to my left knows well. In fact, he knows both of them. Brian Anderson, the athletic director of University of Liggett, joins us now. What's it like watching this lacrosse game today on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon?
I mean, it's a good day, man. It's a lot of people I like, a lot of kids that I got to see for 3 years that are back that I get to see, and obviously I got my own kids at Liggett now that I love, and seeing them go toe-to-toe is a lot of fun. And also, it's a great game for both teams going into playoffs. I mean, that's why we scheduled this. This ain't the Brian Anderson Ego Tour. As much as I would love to have a Brian Anderson resume tournament one day.
That's a good idea.
You know, it might get lengthy, man. But in all seriousness, like, both teams scheduled this game to go at each other really hard, have a great game, and, you know, give us a good test going into playoffs and sparing out that way.
Yeah. So this is a very prized lacrosse program at Liggett, and you've understood that quickly. What have you been able to see as to why this program has such a great legacy behind it?
You know, Mike Costanzo puts in so much work here, and, you know, his energy is boundless. He's incredibly organized and just does the work, loves our kids, and it shows. The kids go to war for him because of how much he loves them. And our kids love each other. Our guys show up for each other, man. They are great kids. They love each other. You know, they do all the right things. And a lot of the kids were instrumental to our hockey run are all the same kids here you see today. So there's definitely some transition to that.
You've had a transition to the Liggett community. You've been here a year now, almost a full year.
Yeah, just about.
Just about. Tell us what it's been like so far.
Oh, it's been great. They've welcomed me with open arms. And, you know, at this point, you know, I know where all the hallways go. I know what every door goes. And I know what about half my keys do. But, you know, really just great people, parents, administration treats me great, and our kids are awesome. Can't say enough good things about them, and just really fortunate.
Looking back on the first year, you've had success, and I know you don't just measure success in championships, but they're fun to get and talk about the success and things gone right so far this year in the championship category.
I mean, it's been a pretty epic year. It was actually really cool. One of our maintenance guys, he built a trophy case for the seniors in their little commons area, and it was for anything they won this year they could put there, right? And so it could show their legacy. Well, there's no room for any of the spring trophies in there. And actually the 2 hockey trophies for the boys are sitting on top of it. So our kids have had a great run this year, and that's the culmination of them working their butts off for a long time, well before they met me. But I've certainly enjoyed this side of the ride for it. So
You deserve the flex. Flex away. Brian Anderson, thanks for having us. All the best. Look forward to seeing you down the line.
Always good to have you guys here, Chad, and good to see you as always.
All right. More to come. We've got lacrosse the second half. Evan Stockton will bring that to you next. Back with more right after this. Parents Changing Spaces is a locally owned, free senior living referral and placement service. They help families who have loved ones that can no longer independently care for themselves find a place to live. They work with families across Southeast Michigan to find all types of senior housing, including assisted living, memory care, and residential care homes. In addition, if your loved one is in need of some assistance but not yet ready to make a move, they can provide guidance and resources for in-care home givers, physical and occupational therapy, transportation, and much more. Parents Changing Spaces service is complimentary and of no charge to you. Give them a call today, 844-772-7368, to learn how they can help your family.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Love, Peace, and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love, Peace, and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love, Peace, Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Heck of a first half. You know, Liggett gets off to a great 5-1 lead early. Ryan Cordero, their goalie, made a couple of big saves, and then the coach's son, Matt Costanzo, opened the scoring. It's one of those guys, it's hard not to root for him when you're watching him. 4 different goal scorers for Liggett in that first half. Costanzo, Griffin Marshall, Luke Slanik, he scored twice, and Nick Gould, who just scored that last goal you saw. But Stoney Creek found their footing late in the first half. They were down 5-1 in the second quarter, then they scored the final 3. Terrace Utstan, number 4. There was one of his goals. You'll see at the tail end of this highlight package, his big-time goal late at the bitter end of the second quarter, giving Stoney Creek just a 1-goal deficit coming into this second half. Breck Riley with that nifty dodge to score 1 goal. Bradley Given, ground ball scoop and score to make it 5-3. Big save late in the half from Ryan Cordero, and this is the goal. Terrace Utstan finishes and makes it 5-4. Stoney Creek down by just the goal as we start the second half. Evan Stockton alongside the rest of our prep crew. Thank you to the fine folks at Liggett helping us set up for this broadcast. By the way, if you're interested, coming down the wire of spring sports season here in Michigan, reach out to us. Prepsports.com. Would love to be able to showcase your program like we're showcasing the Liggett Lacrosse program here today. Another look at their starters. Luke Slanik right at the front has scored a couple. And that starting lineup for Stoney Creek as well. Terrace Utstan, number 4, with the last goal at the end of the first half. We do it all here on the Prep. Baseball, lacrosse, you name it. Softball, we'll do it. Some big-time spring sports games coming up. Playoffs included. We will cover it for you. Feel free to reach out for us. We'd love to have the opportunity to showcase your program and your school. Big-time face-off win to start the second half for Stoney Creek. They've scored 3 unanswered. The last time this game was tied, it was when the game started. It was 0-0. Shane Denverno spinning, shooting, and that's a lucky break. It was actually off Cam Stapleton in front. That shot was going to go wide, and it was going to be backed up by Stoney Creek, but it goes off one of the Liggett defenders. And here comes the attempted clear. Luke Slanik has safely got it into the attacking third for Liggett. Let's see if they crank up this offensive machine here in the second half. It's a team that scored 16 or more goals a whole heck of a lot of times this year. That's some of the average per game. They've scored double-digit goals in all but one game this season. The lowest amount of goals they've scored in a game this year is 8. So by their standards, it's a bit of a sluggish offensive start. Costanzo shooting high and wide. Trying to back down his defender like a big man of the post, but Luke Doobie was up to the task. Costanzo's got it again. Scored the first goal. Good pass. Taken away by Stoney. Matthew McKenney got that loose ball from Gold. Nick scored just 1 today. He scored 71 on the season. Poor pass to Riley Snyder. And an unforced error means it's Liggett ball again. Long pass to Slanik. Top scorer in this game for Liggett. He scored a couple. Told you earlier how the name of their offensive game is balance. Back out to the top. Isaac Calderon. Starting to cycle through those bodies a bit for Liggett. Trying to keep bodies fresh in a game that sure feels like it's going to come right down to the bitter end. Costanzo back to that spot. Defended well by Luke Doobie. 3 minutes into the third quarter. No one has scored yet in this half. This is the same score we had at halftime. Costanzo shooting. Nice save by McKenney. Yes, Matthew McKinney spells his last name the same way as former Orchard Lake St. Mary's Eaglet, now Michigan Wolverine Trey McKinney. As far as we know, they're not related, but I guess we're all related somehow, right? Slanik fakes and delays as again Carson Monti had the defense. Nick Gould has scored just once in this game. He does have an assist too. When does Liggett pull the trigger? The defense for Stoney Creek has been a wall so far on this possession. Landon Maltby meeting multiple defenders. Liggett's sideline is saying, move it. Rolling ground ball shot, well wide. Again, it's backed up by Liggett, as this is becoming one of their lengthier possessions of the game. That Slanik shot was a bit of a prayer. Costanzo backed it up. There are moments in a game that define a game. This feels like for both teams a defining possession. Coming up on the halfway mark of the third quarter. Luke Slanik stopped as he tried to maneuver to the middle. Back out to the top and Landon Maltby. He's going to travel down the road and play at Trine at the Division III level next year. They call him an incredible athlete. That helps when your dad was a professional athlete, just saying. 5 minutes into the third quarter. Still, no one has scored as this Liggett possession is officially lengthy. This is why they instituted the shot clock in college lacrosse. Costanzo on behind again. He found the angle. Yes, it counts. Matt Costanzo just scored a goal that is athleticism personified. They had to make sure his foot wasn't in that circle. Immediately, Matthew McKinney, the goalie, saying his foot was in there. The officials are talking about it. Max saying, I got pushed. Like we said, that was a defining possession, a lengthy discussion, and they wave it off. The Liggett coaching staff is going nuts on that sideline as his son's goal was just wiped off the board. Matt Costanzo's goal does not count. His foot was in the circle. And all that Liggett time leads to no goal as Mike Costanzo was over there acting out what his son just did a minute ago. The key is the right foot. So they're saying he got pushed in, but if you roll back the tape a little bit, you can see that Mac's right foot probably was in the circle. Turnover, Liggett's got it again. Gold pass, Slanik shot way high. It almost went onto the baseball field. This technically was a change of possession. Liggett's held the ball for 3+ minutes. McKinney out of the net trying to get it clear. Job's not done for Stoney Creek, but if they get a clear, what a stop this would be. They didn't get the clear. We are just about halfway into the third quarter without a goal yet in this half. Liggett has dominated time of possession. Costanzo ran before he caught it. Mack trying to scoop up another ground ball. Not a lot of real estate over there. Stoney Creek's defense, you talk about working hard, man. Eli Kozlowski, frustration settling in as we get a break in the action. We'll take it with them as the man up is coming for Liggett. It's a short one of 30 seconds, but a chance to grow their lead again right after this timeout. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Mike Costanzo has found a home here at Liggett, but he's a well-traveled guy. We told you earlier how he's originally from Pittsburgh. He's a big Steelers fan. He's also spent time in California, Tennessee, Memphis to be precise. He's coached lacrosse in Taiwan. He played and coached in Australia, but was fortunate enough to give us some time before the game, and Coach Costanzo just raved about being a part of this community. He loves living and working 5 minutes away from one another. Really enjoys the Grosse Pointe community. But right now, all he's thinking about is trying to unlock the scoring seal for his team in the second half. No one has scored yet in this third quarter. It is a very brief man-up opportunity for Liggett. Eli Kozlowski is off the field. Can Liggett finally take advantage? They have lived in the attacking third here in this third quarter. Griffin Marshall gave it up. Way high and wide. Nick Gould with an adventurous try. There's just 6 seconds remaining on the man up. Gotta go quick. Costanzo, he went quick. Last time he was in the circle, this time he is not. And Max saying, ball don't lie. His second goal today, it comes at the dying moments of the man up. His second goal of the game is 38th of the season. So we finally have a goal on the board here in the third quarter. And back to that face-off spot where Landon Maltby has won more than he's lost today for Liggett. Joe Bozzi has won some big face-offs as well. A pivotal face-off with guys falling down on one another. And it's going to be Stoney Creek possession. Janilewski peels on back. I mean, heck, if you're Stoney Creek, you want to score, but you also just want to hang on to the darn ball because we're 7 minutes into the third quarter, and I'd guess that about 6.5 of those minutes Liggett's had the ball. Breck Riley already scored once today for Stoney. You know, we'd have that stat on how long Liggett's held the ball if Pat the Stat would show up to work for once. I mean, you know, basketball season ends and we can't find him again until football season. He just takes a 6-month sabbatical. Breck Riley shooting, and it got knocked down. Ryan Cordero made the save. He's made at least 6 in this game. Now trying to get it clear. That is a Hail Mary pass. Oh, it was caught by Costanzo. Oh, come on. Nick Gould scores, and the prayer worked. We need to watch this again because I'm not quite sure how this worked. Cordero flew it. It was caught by one hand, I think, by Costanzo. It ended up with Gould, and he scores. Well, sometimes you can make the wrong decisions and it ends up working out. I don't know if that pass from Ryan Cordero was the right decision, but it worked out. And both goals in the third quarter belong to the hometown Liggett Knights. And this becomes the danger area for Stoney Creek. You're down by 3 or less going into the fourth quarter. You're fully in the game, but you're down by more than that. Specifically on the road at a Liggett team that can score and control the faceoff spot with Maltby. It gets tough. Maltby pushed it forward off that faceoff. Long pull for Stoney Creek trying to get to it. Here comes the scrum. Nice work in there by Nolan Welch, but he's still got to get away. Welch running away as guys whack near his goal, near his helmet, and a call is coming on Liggett. Nolan Welch just did remarkable work. Nolan turning around saying, "Where's the call?" And his teammate said, "Don't worry, buddy, you got the call." So now Stoney Creek will go to the man up for the second time today. Got a late shove from behind by Nico Thanasis, too, just for kicks, I guess. Top goal scorer for Liggett, Nick Gould, is the guy who's going to serve the penalty here. It's a 1-minute man-up opportunity for Stoney Creek. They have never led in this game. They were down 5-4 at halftime. So they haven't scored yet here in this second half. Coach Costanzo over there is still hot. Kalen McCann gave it up. Now back on to Axon Riley Snyder. Can afford to be patient for a little bit here. There was also another man sent off on a short 30-second penalty for Liggett. So right now, 2 men up for Stoney Creek. When do they shoot? Jake Matlis gave it up. He's shooting over the bar. Stoney Creek's got the backup there. So still 27 seconds remaining on the man up for Stoney. Just the 1 man up now. McCann. Snyder on behind. Around the rim they go. Matlis gave it up. McCann shooting. Wide right. Snyder backed it up again. The man up's down to 12. Matlis shooting again. Saved by Cordero. Ground ball loose. McCann will get to it. 2 seconds and 1. Both teams back to even. Stoney Creek saying, watch out for that guy coming from behind. They'll still hold in the attacking third, but they don't have that man up anymore. Utstand fake the pass. He's already scored twice today. Riley spin, shoot, wide. Yet again backed up by Snyder. This Stoney Creek possession starting to look like the one Liggett had earlier in the third. Snyder, nice spin. Around the rim it comes. McCann, shot altered. Riley's back there for Stoney. 2 minutes to go in the third. Another pivotal possession in a tight game between two talented teams. Oh, nice catch by Utstand. That's Matlis, beg your pardon. You can hear that communication going on by the Liggett defense right now. Team known for offense, but they're playing tight D right now. Spin to the middle and a finish. Bradley Given has scored twice. And every time you think Liggett's got a hold of it, Stoney Creek says not so fast. Man, Cordero's made a lot of good saves today, but I think he'd like that one back. That was right on him, and he kind of just mistimed it. It was almost like Given through the changeup on the shot, and Cordero, the goalie, thought he was getting the fastball. So 1:55 still to go in the third. Stoney Creek is on the board. There's their first goal of the third quarter. They were down 5-4 at halftime. Man, Bozzy and Malpe's been a battle royale at that spot, and Bozzy's holding firm. Stoney Creek trying to come out of the pack with it. Snyder couldn't get to it. And another Stoney Creek error. If they don't win this game today, they're going to be kicking themselves. How does Liggett attack this possession? Got to get the clear first. Spoken too soon. Gold popped it on ahead. Costanzo is after it. He's got the ground ball. There is no shot clock in high school lacrosse in Michigan, just like in basketball. News yesterday, by the way, Indiana was trying to add a shot clock in high school basketball, but they turned the proposal down. And a lot of people were confused by that. I know there's a bunch of people in Michigan who would like to see a shot clock for high school basketball. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Liggett scored twice. Stoney Creek has scored once here in this third. Nick Gould's got one of the goals for Liggett. He's got 2 in the game. Make it 3! Ow, that's a snipe. A postage stamp in the top left corner. Again, changing that shooting angle. A little bit low from underneath the kneecap and rising high into the net. Back to a 3-goal cushion for Liggett. That push and pull in this game, for the most part, has remained Liggett about 2 or 3 ahead. Then Stoney Creek gets one, then back to 2 or 3 again. Off the draw, it's Liggett. What a big goal this would be late in the third to go up 4. Half a minute to go in the third. Costanzo coming out, very briefly telling the fellas, let's slow it up. "15 seconds on the clock. Luke Slanik on go. Luke maneuvering, losing the ball. He's back to get it, but that clock is an issue. Got a feed for a shot going wide. Marshall sent it wide. It's backed up by Stoney. 3 seconds on the third quarter clock. Desperation fling ahead into the fourth quarter. We go. Tightly contested third. Liggett was up 5-4 at the half. They got it to 8-5 going to the third. They are officially 12 minutes and counting away from a 12-2 start to the season.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we can get it, there's no hesitation.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Fourth quarter coming up from Liggett. They were up 5-4 at halftime. They've never trailed in this game. Got a 3-goal lead, 8-5 as we go into this fourth. 12 minutes away from a 12-2 start. The good news is, if you're Stoney Creek, you've been here before. We talked about at the top of the broadcast. They come into this game today with a 7-6 record. They're coming off a 10-8 loss to St. Mary's, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, on Saturday. Stoney Creek, 5 of their 6 losses this year by 4 goals or less. They have been close. They probably feel like they're owed one. Off the face-off. Played to space on the far side for Liggett, but nobody was there. So it'll be Stoney Creek ball. To state the absolute obvious, the start to this fourth quarter is really important for Stoney Creek. They get a goal or two, they're right back in it. Liggett scores the first couple of goals, and the uphill battle that Stoney is facing gets that much tougher to climb. Matlis out to the top, and Shane Denverno. Denverno shooting right into the catching glove of Cordero. On the middle, nice running catch by Liam Ferguson. One of the short stick middies who took a whack from behind, took another one. Denverno whacking dangerously. As a big-time collision, it ends up back with Liggett. It's another one of those things when you realize and you watch, sitting here right at midfield like we are, the physical nature, along with that amazing hand-eye coordination in lacrosse. People try to call it sometimes like, I don't know, hockey on grass, hockey on turf. It's all its own. It's a beautiful sport. Gould shooting just wide. That close to his fourth. Hat trick for Nick Gould in this game. Coaching staff says that 27 in those light blue jerseys is having maybe the best offensive season a Liggett Knight has ever had. Slanik's got two. Gould shooting again, wide again. Backed up by Costanzo. We'll watch how Liggett plays it offensively as well. As we've talked about, there's no shot clock in high school lacrosse yet, not like college lacrosse, so how does Liggett attack it up three? You'd figure for now they're still going. As Costanzo shoots well wide again. Liggett's going to try to have that backup the entire rest of the way. Now the contention here is one of the officials initially ruled that it was Stoney Creek ball, but immediately the Liggett sideline saying, hey, that's a shot. We backed it up, so they changed the call. Slanik, tough dodge. Nice defense by Carson Montai. In the safe hands of Gould. Shooting. Oh, it got the pipe. It beat McKenney, but it went off his best friend, the post. Now Slanik is yet again. Liggett's got a long possession to kill some clock. They had a possession in the third quarter that had to have lasted about 5 minutes. They did finally score at the end of it. There was a waved off Matt Costanzo goal in the middle of it. Slanik took a bump, shot it wide. Costanzo backed it up again. Clock is something to watch here. Again, we're not quite to the point of the game where Liggett's playing the clock as much as they're playing Stoney Creek, but it is rapidly approaching 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. No goals yet. Uh-oh, that's a careless pass. Can Stoney Creek get a ground ball? Snyder was coming back to get it, and it will be Stoney Creek possession here. That is a rare, unforced error by Liggett. You don't see that a lot. So big-time possession here for Stoney Creek. Riley will wait for reinforcements off the bench. Riley scored one of the sweeter goals of the game for Stoney Creek. That time, that was the other way. And then in transition, an errant pass. Way on behind, Slanik raced to get it. And yet again, Liggett can try to kill time. That pass wasn't close. Luke Doobie stepped away. Racing ahead with a long pole. And finding Riley in the middle. Breck Riley waits for reinforcements. Coming up on 8 minutes to go in the fourth. You'd say in the game, but there's no guarantee it's in the game. Nobody's scored yet in this fourth quarter. This feels just like the third, where we went a long time without anybody scoring. Breck Riley right to Cordero. There's still enough time for Stoney Creek to be selective shooting the ball. You wonder if that was the right shot. Trouble with the long pole. Cordero's way out of the net. This is dangerous. Yet again, he just flings one ahead, and it's out of bounds to Stoney Creek. It worked out for Ryan Cordero in the third quarter. You'll see that highlight, I'm sure, on social media. Austin Sonnenberg will get it up of how Ryan Cordero just flung one from his goalie spot just outside the circle, and it bounded right to Nick Gould for a goal. Matthew McKinney way out of the net. Under 7.5 remaining in the fourth. Avery Pass. They're giving the long pole room. He'll back it out. Just one goal in the second half for Stoney Creek. Remember, they were down 5-4 at halftime, and they scored the final 3 goals in the first half. 5 minutes into the fourth quarter, no goals. Snyder, nice pass. Good catch. Shot way wide. Kozlowski, I'd have to get another look to see if that shot was altered by Eli. It is backed up by Liggett. They get another big defensive stop. Yeah, I think that got altered a little bit. I think Johnny Secco got a piece. He's such a good defender for Liggett. Slanik stepped away, and Costanzo will bring it back to X. Clock officially a factor here for Stoney. They got to get stops. They got to get 3 goals to tie, and they only got about half the fourth quarter to do it. This is where the no shot clock plays a factor for Liggett, of course. Keep in mind, too, that in all but one of their games this year, they've scored double-digit goals. Their season low for goals in a game is 8. To win a game like this would be abnormal for them. Costanzo dodging. Slanik fields it. No hurry here for Liggett. Griffin Marshall. Slanik winding. Thinking. Still got it and gave it up. Slanik scored twice. Griffin Marshall scored the first. Costanzo scored a couple. Gould scored 3. Maltby runs it back. Landon Maltby's been the face-off artist in this game for Liggett. Coming up on 5 minutes to go, Liggett in no hurry. Up 3, on the verge of a 12-2 start. They got one more regular season game against Gross Eel before the playoffs begin. Costanzo bumped. Nice cross-field feed. Slanik from Gould. Slanik's pass. Nice catch by Calderon. Isaac Calderon, one of those seniors. A whole bunch of them on this Liggett team. They are playing keep away right now. Gould behind the back. He did get it back. You wonder if that was the right shot, as we are to the part of the game now where Liggett's kind of playing the clock as much as they're playing Stoney Creek. Costanzo defended well. Gould meeting multiple defenders. Calderon's got to go back to get it. You wonder as well when additional pressure starts coming from Stoney Creek. We are rapidly approaching 4 minutes remaining. Griffin Marshall. Gould to Costanzo. Passing, Maltby finishing. Landon Maltby is on the board. And it's a 4-goal lead for Liggett with 4 minutes to go. Look at the celebration from Maltby. Worked so darn hard at that face-off spot today. And he finishes. Bound for try next year. Guy who's played darn near every position in lacrosse, including goalie. An amazing athlete, they say Landon is. Big-time face-off again. Stoney Creek running out of time. Got to win face-offs. They just did not win one. And now Stoney Creek firmly behind the 8 ball. Griffin Marshall will back it out. You know, for Stoney Creek, this would just be another frustrating thing, right? We've said it. 5 of their 6 losses this year by 4 goals or less, and that's what they're staring down again here. Ooh, pass actually hit the crossbar, it looks like. Because Stanzo saw it roll out of play. Unforced error by Liggett. So life for Stoney Creek. They gotta go fast. Down 4 with just about 3 minutes remaining. Janilewski took a whack up high, no call. We have not had a ton of man-up opportunities either way in this game. Stoney Creek had a big one. They were actually 2 men up at one point in the third quarter. But they have scored just once in this second half as Liggett's defense has put the clamps down. Kalen McCann. That was a pass. It was not a shot. Now a shot and a save. Cordero stopped Kozlowski. Out to the middle. Gould has got it. You'd think for now Nick Gould's the leader in the clubhouse for our G of the game. Guy who's got 3 goals today and 73 goals this season. Pass behind its target. Play to the middle, and Maltby has got it. A proud senior group here at Liggett, and they're closing in on a 12-2 record. One more timeout at George Thanasis Field at Liggett High as they're about to win their 12th of the year.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. When I get it, there's no hesitation.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores! Just about 2 minutes to go. Liggett faced a challenge today from Stoney Creek, no question. You got to give the Cougars credit with the way they battled at the end of the first half. They scored the final 3 goals of the half to make it a 5-4 game. Terrace Utstand scored a goal at the bitter end of the first half to make it 5-4. But this second half has belonged to Liggett. You heard from their athletic director talking to Chad Bush at halftime about how there's a reason they scheduled this game, not just because their athletic director used to work at Stoney Creek. A couple of good programs who wanted to test themselves as the playoffs are on the horizon. Liggett will compete in Division II, Stoney Creek back in Division I. And this game, no doubt about it, had a playoff-type atmosphere, and you wonder if that affected a little bit the execution in this game. To say it was the cleanest game of lacrosse would be a lie. But it sure looks like Liggett's going to get out of here with another win. They will advance to 12-2, and they will have exactly 1 loss this year to a team from the state of Michigan. In the safe hands of Landon Maltby, who scored the last goal in them that probably put this thing on ice. No shot clock in high school lacrosse, so you don't have to worry about those 90 seconds running out. We were talking about earlier the great growth of lacrosse in the state of Michigan. You got to give some love to Michigan women's lacrosse, which had an outstanding season. As Slanik shot high and way wide. That almost went to the street. NCAA tournament coming up. Tournament seeds were announced the other day. There was a minor snafu because the bracket was leaked before they could announce it on ESPN. Both the men's and women's tournaments starting this week. Excited to follow that up in collegiate lacrosse. We have some guys who are going to play collegiate lacrosse for Liggett. Nick Gould's going to play at Otterbein. Landon Maltby's going to go to Trine. Goalie's way out of his net. McKenney does have it now. And he'll fling it ahead in desperation mode. Intercepted by one of the long poles. One of the best they've got, Johnny Secco. We're under a minute to go. As on this Cinco de Mayo, the coronation is on for Liggett. Stoney Creek will fall to 7-7. As of now, this will be now 6 of 7 losses for them this year that have come by 4 or less. Oh, that one hit the pipe. Luke Slanik almost had a hat trick. It's all academic now. The only thing in question is, what is the winning margin for Liggett? Flung to space in the middle. Riley Snyder couldn't get to it. Number 3 for Stoney is still after it. Liggett got a test today from Stoney Creek, no question. This was just a 1-goal game at halftime. But they never trailed. And the Knights have been having a darn good year all year. And that darn good year is not going to stop today. University Liggett wins again. They are 12-2. They've lost to exactly one team from the state of Michigan all year. And this was one of their lowest scoring games of the year, but they still win by 4. We'll get a quick break, come on back, talk to our G of the game, Nick Gould, and we'll wrap it all up from Liggett right after this.
If you are looking for a life-changing workout experience, look no further than Pure Barre Novi. We are proud to help you achieve your fitness goals while joining a vibrant, supportive community that is over 300 women strong. Our classes are designed to strengthen and tone your entire body, and our teachers can help provide modifications for any fitness level. Find out more right now by calling 248-596-0002, visiting our website, following us on social media, or by coming to our studio right on Grand River Avenue in Novi. We can't wait to see you and help you achieve your fitness goals.
Parents Changing Spaces is a locally owned, free senior living referral and placement service. They help families who have loved ones that can no longer independently care for themselves find a place to live. They work with families across Southeast Michigan to find all types of senior housing, including assisted living, memory care, and residential care homes. In addition, if your loved one is in need of some assistance but not yet ready to make a move, they can provide guidance and resources for in-care home givers, physical and occupational therapy, transportation, and much more. Parents Changing Spaces service is complimentary and of no charge to you. Give them a call today, 844-772-7368, to learn how they can help your family.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores! All right, we're back here at Liggett, where our G of the game, Nick Gould, is just making sure the hat fits. So, Nick, appreciate you being here. The season you're having, man, 3 more goals today, 73 goals this season. What goes into your mentality as a goal scorer?
You know, just keep shooting. I always got the green light, and, you know, teammates got my back, feed me left and right, so I'm just excited to keep going, and my teammates push me every day. Just keep pulling the trigger.
It's cool in this program how much of a family thing it is. We talked to your head coach before the game. Obviously, his son is on the team, one of your best facilitators, and I know your brother was a big part of the program as well. What's it like being a part of this lacrosse program here at Liggett?
No, it's been pretty sweet. I feel like we've done like a full 180 of the program. Like a lot of my guys play in the 8th grade, and I think we've got 17 seniors right now, so just pulling it through and having a good year so far and finally bringing it all together.
This specific game, too, you guys are known for getting up and down the field and scoring a lot of goals. Today it was kind of a grind, right? Stoney Creek, to give them credit, played some really good defense. How important do you think it was to play a game like this against a Division I opponent before you start the playoffs very soon?
Yeah, I think it was definitely big. You know, they're a good team. We haven't played a lot great teams this year, but it'll be a big test for us. And then we got Divine Child on Friday, so looking for a rematch versus them, and then De La Salle in the playoffs. So just keep it rolling and going to the playoffs with some momentum.
And then last one, I know you're going to go play college lacrosse at Otterbein, but before you get there, what do you think overall you're going to remember about your time playing lacrosse here at Liggett?
I think just playing with my buddies for 4 whole years. We've all been on varsity, pretty much starters almost all 4 years. So definitely full circle moment, just playing our last games together and just embracing everything. And just go out with a bang.
All right, go celebrate with them now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's our G of the game, Nick Gould. 3 goals this year, 73 this season. I promised you we're not lying. That is a lot of goals for the guy we just talked to as our G of the game. We'll hit one more break, come on back, show you the highlights, and get the heck out of here. Liggett wins again. They go wire to wire. They win 9-5 against Stoney Creek. We're back to wrap it up right after this.
Love Peace and Threads Design Bar, a unique new fashion experience in downtown Milford. Get ready to elevate your style by stepping foot in their design shop. Love Peace and Threads Design Bar offers specialized collections of custom apparel. They've got custom denim jackets and sweatshirts to dresses and hats, and they've got a variety of options to choose from. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece or you want to set a new fashion trend, their store has got you covered with endless customization options. But that's not all. Their design bar is also the perfect place for a fun and creative night out. And you can do a celebration, book a party, and bring the full experience. Gather your family or friends and design your own custom jacket, complete with patches and your own personal touches, and unleash your imagination and create something truly special with their hands-on design experience. Love Peace Threads Design Bar is more than just a store. It's a place where fashion meets creativity and community. The end.
All right, we're back to Liggett, wrapping this one up. Pleasure to just talk to Nick Gould, our G of the game, who scored 3 goals. Matt Costanzo scored the first one for Liggett. I mean, overall, I think both teams got what they wanted to out of this game. You heard Nick say, hey, we were looking for a test. We were ready to play a team of Stoney Creek's caliber at the Division I level, and they gave him a challenge, a 9-5 final, but it was just a 1-goal game at halftime because Stoney Creek scored the final couple of goals of the first half to make it just that 1-goal game at halftime. And the third quarter was really stop and start. The pivotal possession, and we talked about it at the time. Liggett held the ball for darn near 5 minutes in the third quarter, and finally Matt Costanzo scored at the end of it. And Liggett got the game to the finish line, ends up winning it 9-5. Costanzo scores twice. Griffin Marshall scores once. Slanik a couple of goals. Nick Gould had that hat trick, and Landon Mulpey had the last goal in the game for Liggett. Bradley Givens scored a couple for Stoney Creek. Terrace Utstand scored a couple as well. And Breck Riley had one for Stoney Creek, who unfortunately their trend this season continues. They are now 7-7, and 6 of their 7 losses this season have come by 4 or less. That 4-goal cushion is typically how you describe a close lacrosse game. We'll be excited to follow these teams going forward. Playoffs coming real soon. Stoney Creek will compete in Division I. University Liggett will compete in Division II, trying to go on a long run. They're building quite the program here with their head coach, Mike Costanzo. And a pleasure to get to cover them today, as you just saw the last goal of the day from Landon Mulpey, who's going to go play some college lacrosse himself with the Trine Thunder. That does it for us, for our entire hard-working crew, led by our fearless executive producer leader, Evan Westfall today. Evan Stockton saying so long from Liggett. They win again. They're 9-5, and they're 12-2 this season. So long, everybody.